What? Spat Count Black in utter disbelief. Surely this news cannot be true. The heroes still live? Oh, I'm afraid so, my count. In fact, they will be here before long.
Oh, is that true then? What are we doing twiddling our biscuits here? Count Black, let me go throw him a nice welcome party. I'll bring the punch.
Oh, I want to party with those party poopers too. Wait up, Chunks. Me. Well, I'm not one to miss a party. Oh, but wait one moment. Dear Count, does the name Blumiere ring a bell? Where did you hear that name, Dimentio? Oh, the mustache man's pixel went on and on. She said, I must stop Blumiere. But I suppose there's no reason to pay any mind to the ramblings of a pixel. Ciao for now, my Count. God, that's just brutal. Just pokes him right where it hurts. There's still time. You can still stop the prophecy from destroying everything. Yeah, because if that's really her, if she's alive, you have to stop all this. You know not what you're saying, Nastasha. The prophecy can no longer be stopped by Count Black. No one can stop it. Yeah, I'm on board with what you're saying, but there must be a way. There must... Lord Lumiere? Yeah, the man known as Blumiere died long ago. Now there is only Black. The Dark Prognosticus... Damn it. The Dark Prognosticus's choice to fulfill the prophecy. Nothing more. But... come to Count Black, heroes. If you hope to save these worlds, then come. Black! Black!
Blumiere, my son, don't! Even your ancestors could not handle that dark book.
Okay, so according to this, he opened the book before he killed his father, so make of that what you will.
If you open it, there's no telling what might happen.
I do not care, father. A world without her is empty. A life without her is empty. Speak, Dark Prognosticus. I await. Teach your dark history. I await your command. Blah.
Blumiere, what have you done?
Silence. The first prophecy beckons. I will erase every inch of this blasted world.
Blumiere, don't do this, Blumiere!
Blumiere is no more. I am Count Black. And no one shall stand in my way. Blah. Black. No, Blumiere, you mustn't. Okay, that was weird. Darling, how could you? Oh, darling, you... Why?
Tippy, snap out of it!
Huh? What? Oh, sorry, I was having video game amnesia. He started shouting loudly. I have to say, it kind of startled me. I'm alright. I'm sorry for startling you. Blumiere, is that a person's name you were saying? Were you remembering something from your past, perhaps? No, it's nothing. Nothing at all. Infinite evil laughter. So we have all the pure hearts and all the heroes.
Now we just stomp this Count Black and call it a day.
I fear for the poor people of this world who must continue to look at the sky and worry. We must act quickly and ease their hearts and minds. What troubles you, Tippy? The prophecy. Do we really have to destroy Count Black to stop it from happening? Much of the dark prophecies already come to pass, but stop it we must! It was by Count Black's hand that the Chaos Heart was summoned, bringing this peril. Without him, the prophecy's power will wither, and all worlds can avoid their end. Yes, I suppose you're right. I guess we always knew that, didn't we? It's okay, that's actually not true. Tippy, what's the matter, huh?
My dear, was there something between you and this Count Black?
No, nothing. It was nothing. I'd rather not talk about it.
Anime!
I mean, we could talk about our problems and discuss things with each other like adults, but no. Let's just insist there's nothing going on. Hi, Mr. Red. Hello, Sean. Hello, Nascosta. It is good to see you all. That is not the right button. Probably because they have the most to work with, but I agree, Kay. So, let's finish the game, shall we? I remember this being a pretty decent chapter, so we'll see what I think. We'll see what I think of it going back through it. I mean, Lord knows that last chapter pissed me off so much I had to take a moment. You know, pretty often, one of the most common comments I get when it comes to my videos, especially my reviews, is that the problem is with me, not the game, for whenever I give a negative. No, I'm pretty sure at least some of that is just drivel. But I gotta admit, I question that fact constantly. Like, I don't know how many other people have that kind of a problem, but I am constantly thinking to myself, I don't know, maybe that's my fault. Maybe it's my fault this game pisses me off so much that I actively don't want to play it anymore. Maybe it's my fault that the backtracking bothers me so much. Or the fact that the level design is so threadbare is so irritating. Or the fact that, you know... Get out of my way! Or the fact that I have to endure this... The fact that I have to play as Mario all the time, rather than everyone else. Or the fact that I have to constantly flip characters, or the fact that I don't... All these irritations this game has just been needling me with have just been driving me batty. But I have to admit, in my heart of hearts, there's part of me that's just going, you know, this is probably just your fault, Laura. By the way, I noticed something as I was double-checking a few things in the making of this game. It was the core Nintendo development team, as in not Intelligent Systems, that decided this should be a action-adventure game. I only point that out because it kind of helps give... Oh crap, I'm going the wrong way, aren't I? It helps give a little bit of insight into the development of it. Like, they came up with the idea of, let's do this 3D, 2D thing, and then Nintendo's like, yeah, you should make that an action game. Okay. Yeah, I'm going the wrong way. See, you say that, Carbon, and I know there's at least part of you that's joking when you say that, but I think thoughts like that every day. My friends make fun of me for it, actually. One time I was, I don't actually remember this. I can't make this jump, can I? No, come on! Ugh. Whatever. Just cheese it. One time I was helping a friend of mine carry the groceries in. And I felt really bad because I couldn't actually help him carry the groceries all the way by myself. Now, at the time, I was in a crutch. So it was kind of hurtful. You know, it was literally difficult to do so. So I was apologizing to my friend for screwing up, you know, and taking so long to bring stuff in. And... as you might imagine, he made fun of me for that perspective. It was my fault, though. You know, I couldn't do it. It's not properly. So this one, the final one, shows up here. Because of course it does. Time to do the last dungeon, which is actually 4 levels because of course it friggin' is. Listen, if you want a properly designed last dungeon, you're playing the wrong game. So the time has come. Heroes, the last door is at the top of Flopside Tower in the center of town. I'll go ahead and wait there for you. Once you're prepared, come to me. To me! Highness goes to... Again. This is the final door. 8 pure hearts versus the dark prognosticus. Castle Black awaits. There's something on the last page of the light prognosticus. Only those who have not abandoned hope can turn back the prophecy of doom. They walk forward into the future, no matter how dark and uncertain it may be. Yeah, we killed the Shadow Queen. I think we got this. You have fought all this way because you believe the future could be bright. I can't go with you. Because screw that mess. Thank you, both of you. Leave it to us.
Or we get a group hug. Enough pep talks. I'm doing this for me.
I don't know what is in your mind, but if this is too hard for you, please feel free to stay behind. Actually, if Tippy stayed behind, we would have failed, so that's nice to know. Be sure to return safely to me. Yeah, it's not happening. Although what Tippy's final fate is actually up to interpretation, believe it or not. Blah, 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 blah. Let's go. At least the music here is awesome. I would say worse, Sean, at least on the gameplay axis. I'm not sure if the story's better or worse. I'd have to think about that. It's probably worth noting, I have, you know, usually when I'm playing a game I've played before, I have potential positives and negatives in the future that I have in mind. I have no additional positives or negatives in mind to give out for the rest of the game. So, we'll see what happens here. So this is a nice castle, right? This is actually originally an ancient's fortress in the planet that this used to be before he crafted or erupted the void here. Yeah. So that's neat. So first level's Bowser. Of course. We have to be Mario. That's just logic, right? Excuse me. You know, I just realized another thing. Although it obviously doesn't apply in the same way, there's far more enemies in this game than there were in the previous two. Remember how I praised the approach to trash in the previous 2 games? Yeah, there's a ton of stuff to fight in this game. In the whole game, too, not just Castle Black. Excuse me. Aw, had a thing going there. Hello, Takoida. And Sean actually has me curious of something. I think Color Splash, yeah, I'm right. We rated Color Splash before we started using the new system, so technically I've never actually reviewed Color Splash under this method of reviews. So I don't actually know if it literally rates higher or not. Excuse me. Excuse me. Excuse me. Ugh, really? I will say it has worse gameplay, even though I don't like Color Splash's gameplay. At least it's not actually pissing me off constantly. At least not by memory. Then again, I remember this one, you know, more fondly, so here we are. Hey, you girl. Yeah, it did have gimmicks, but they were less obtrusive. That's a good way to put that. Hello again, Junior Shire. Awesome, congrats, hopefully. I hope whichever one is best is the one that you get. And hi, Who Girl. I will give them this. The aesthetic of this whole section is actually kind of awesome, in my opinion. It's actually harder than you'd think to design something that is black and white. Like, truly black and white. Not grayscale, just black and white, and make that work. But I think they do a pretty decent job with it here. Okay, look. Really? Okay, let's try that again. Like, unlike some other games I could mention, I never feel like I don't actually know what I'm looking at. Or where I'm going, you know? And of course I like this song, too. I mean, I said it before. Every last dungeon in every Mario RPG, except Paper Mario 2, has an excellent last dungeon song. So... This is going to sound weird, Who Girl, but I'm a little weirded out that air conditioning isn't the norm out there yet. I mean, I know it's a drain on electricity, trust me, but... I mean, I've lived in the desert, you know? That is true, Chrono Kid. That is very true. The Shadow Queen fight is just... Oh, it's such an awesome song. Really? Really? Okay. When I was younger, Who Girl, we had a similar situation where we had a swamp cooler, if you even know what that is. Those were not fun days. That was in Southern California, so not in the desert, but right next to it. A swamp cooler... It's a... Strange. A swamp cooler is a form of AC by basically having a giant thing of water and having a fan blowing right over it. Now, obviously that sounds kind of simple, but it's a whole device. And so it's supposed to blow, cooled air across the rest of the house. I don't remember the order. I'm gonna look it up. I don't remember the order. No, yes, yes, no, yes. Well, it's supposed to cool it off, Mr. Red. But yeah, how effective it is, that's up to you. I just feel like mentioning that the thing I'm about to do is literally a mandatory Bowser section, but I have to be Mario to go through. I'm sorry, it's just... Really, game? I can't even switch to... Whatever.
Slap me down with a slab of mutton. I never thought you'd make it here. I'll tell you this, though. You shouldn't have been such a fork in me rumpus. Now I have to hit you with the full force of me chunks.
That's big talk from the guy who gets stomped again and again.
How dare you?
Correct. No scale stuff.
You heard me. You're going down, chunky boy. What? How about proving it then? Right here, you and me, wrestling match of the ages.
Bring it, Beardo. I'll take you on alone. I got all the sweet stomping you need right here. Bowser, are you sure about this?
Don't you worry. I've had egg salad sandwiches chunkier than this guy.
You just step back and watch how a totally awesome tyrant gets business done. Now, unfortunately, this is the only boss fight in this dungeon I get to do with Bowser. What the hell was that, game? Did you see that? It wouldn't let me select the pixel. Whatever. So anyways, he's dead.
Urgh. How could you be chunkier than I? You're not but a bloomin' turtle.
How can I go on living with the shame of it all? Yeah, that's the second time you've said that to this same character.
Hey, Bowser. Let me keep my dignity as my game ends. Finish me quickly. Hey, there's no shame in being smacked down by a huge studling boss. What's that shaking?
Oh, it's just the ceiling falling for absolutely no reason. And of course, the villains all decide to show how not evil they are right in the last dungeon. Which, I'd be more willing to buy it if not for the destroying multiple worlds plan. And I hate to keep bringing that up as a sticking point, but when you're a willing participant in destroying multiple worlds, it's hard to sympathize with you no matter how nice or polite you are.
What are you waiting for? Get out of this place! But why'd you save us? You spanked me, yeah? You earned the right to pass. Now I'm making sure you do just that.
I know, right, Dakoita? If anything, the whitewashing might be my other and final story negative.
You got more chunks in your head than I thought. What are you doing, Bowser? Hey, super stupid bros. Get the princess into the next room. Now!
But...
I said go!
But, okay, Bowser. In all honesty, Bowser would do this to save Peach. Which makes the Ochunks thing make even less sense, because of course Bowser would do this.
Don't worry about me, I can hold this thing up all day. Yes, they stole my line. Your hands are quivering like a ladle of
my mum's lard gravy.
Don't be the tough guy, go. I am a tough guy, you get out. No, you get out.
No, you. This is gonna go on for a little bit. And then they both die horribly. Yep, Bowser's dead. Totally and super not for real. I mean, he's absolutely mega dead. Super dead. We don't have time. We must keep going. Are you sure, Princess? I'm not worried about Bowser. He isn't easy to get rid of. She's right about that. Bowser survived worse. I mean, he actually has, even just in this continuity. Boop. That's a strangeness. Huh. Anyways. When did Bowser get thrown into the sun? I love this, by the way. Their journey was more trying than ever before. This is not hard. Like, granted, I did have to go and grind. And I did go grind. I didn't have to grind, but I should have gone and grinded. Oh, yeah. I should do that. Why would he let the destruction ravage his own home? What sort of evil plan is it if he destroys himself in the process? Well... You ever had a really bad emo outburst? You know, some people, they go to their blogs or their diaries or they write music. Yeah, he decided to destroy all of reality, including himself. Oh, the galaxies. Right. I wasn't thinking of those. Because those games basically have anti-story going for them. Don't mistake me. I like Mario Galaxy 1 and 2, but you might as well just presume that there is no story to those games. Oh yeah, so you see what I'm doing here? I should have been doing this earlier. You can do that on every enemy. So you remember the stylish attacks, right? Or the stylish things you could do in the previous game? Yeah, this is the equivalent of that. It's also the only time the audience gets involved. Now, you might think, what's the point? Well, you get a slight boost of experience, and I do mean slight boost of experience for doing it. So you can level a little bit faster. You might think, oh, that's cool. Why haven't you been doing that, Lore? Well, if you're actually playing with the Wiimote, you have to do this to do that. Yeah, it's a waggle. So, jump, waggle, jump, waggle, jump, waggle. Hey, look, it's totally Merlon, and definitely not Mimi in disguise. Found a fascinating passage in the Light Prognosticus, so I rushed here to tell you. To get to Count Blank, you must hit this totally inconspicuous block. Okay. For the record, there's no way to avoid that. You have to hit the stupid block. That's why I just did it as quickly as possible to get it out of the way. Oh, thanks for pushing me out of 3D, now that I have to go back into 3D. Appreciate that, game. Oh, I know, Chrono Kid. It's just... It always weirds me out a little bit how much they emphasize the waggles on the Wii games. So I don't know where to go, and funny story, my walkthrough, the page for this chapter, literally doesn't work. Now, this is doubly funny because I checked it earlier this morning to brush up on a couple things. So, we're just gonna have to muddle through this one. Anything here? I feel like all of these are the wrong option. Well, whatever. Hey, what do you know? Oh yeah, I should mention something. Unlike the previous game, there's no, you know, increase your inventory thing in this game. You're just stuck with it. It's a little more egregious in a game where your only method of healing is either being in town or using an item. So... Right, I guess we'll go through this door then. I'm just making it up as I go at this point. Oh, right. Wake up, Laura. Really? I mean, that's up to you, Mr. Red. Go for it. If you don't want me to steal it forever, though. I'm kidding. Yeah, go for it. Honestly, I feel like a lot of games could stand to redesign the way they do the whole health drops thing. Or, not even health drops, just the way you restore health mechanic. Too many games just kind of make it a... well, a typical thing, to put it bluntly. And don't actually bother to design it as a game mechanic. Okay, I'm gonna look this up. Let's see if I can find another walkthrough. Forgive me, but I have absolutely no patience for this game at this point. Okay. Really? Okay. Oh no, this is worse. I actually... so as soon as I read that, I remembered how this works. I'm a little irritable, I actually forgot about this, but whatever. There's nothing that seems to indicate this at all. So how many of you guessed the mechanic? So there's the mechanic. Each time you hit the red thing, it moves where this pipe is connected. And I forgot about that until I read that. So we can get all sorts of stuff, look at all this amazing stuff. Sweet. Get out of my inventory. Like, obviously I do miss things, especially since I'm trying to split my attention a lot while streaming. So by all means, if that was obvious, please feel free to share. If you picked up on that, by all means tell me. These sections are kind of mean, by the way. They always put enemies that have attacks that have arcs or hit straight down on these sections. Now, in the first level, we had Bowser to help deal with those. We don't have Bowser anymore. We also don't have Bowser to deal with these guys. Because, listen, screw you. Look, Bowser's totally dead, okay? Mega dead. He died valiantly, proving he was a badass. That was worth it. Yeah, this is how you're supposed to go up those staircases, by the way. You just 3D and move around them. It's really easy to dodge enemies in this game. It's kind of strange. Oh, hey, a mushroom. I should jump up and get it. It's definitely not a trap. Do I have to fall for the trap again? Yep, no, I do actually have to fall for the trap again. Really? Alright, whatever. Blonk. What was the negative to story I was debating earlier? Oh yeah, the whitewashing. Yeah, I might go ahead and jot that one down. Much as I hate to do it, I mean... Oh, there's actually going to be two here. Now, let's be honest. I'm never one to shy from positives or negatives. Unless you listen to my YouTube comments. Alright, guys. I'm sorry. It's definitely Merlee, or whatever her name is. I forget. She's totally here, and definitely real. Heroes, do not flee, for I am the lovely and mysterious Merlee. My beauty in the stars led you here. Rest now, for you have nothing to fear. Are you really Merlee? Whatever is it you imply? How could anyone else wonder if it is I? Look at this lovely aura glow. Does it not tell you all you need to know? I will now ask you questions 3. The answers will hold your future's key. You must answer each query honestly and fairly. Here we go, time to start the show. Which one of these beasts is hardest for you to make deceased? So that one gives you the biggest scare? Which of these is the most terrifying? Oh, definitely a Thunder Rage, definitely. You're most scared of those? That's good to know. Which of these do you despise like fleas? Oh, absolutely Francis. That's what makes you so furious? Indeed, how curious. Well, it's been marvelous fun, but I'm afraid our time together is quite done. But do not fear, do not fret. We shall meet again yet. Yeah, the angry sun. Unless I have an invincible star. Oh my god, it's my greatest fear! Oh, keep it away, keep it away! Okay, hang on. Okay, we're okay. We got around it, guys. Interesting idea, Mr. Red. I'm not sure. I don't know. I feel like that would take some actual work and effort to make happen, but I think it could be done. What's going on? Oh, it's my sweet, sweet Francine. I should have done a Goomba for the first one. It's you. What are you doing here? I don't know. I was in my comfy chair watching Starship X-Naut, then I was warped here. Maybe my Reclinatron 4500 extrapolated my dreams and couchworked me to you. Nothing's gonna take you away from me this time, Francine. Totally technical. This is such a boring boss fight. Bye. No, that's impossible. My high technical battle moves failed me. That's it. I'm gonna run a computer simulation to figure out what went wrong. That's what I do. Because I live in Star Trek, apparently. Eek! What are you trying to pull? Impossible. I put everything you hate in there. How'd you get through all that icky stuff? Unless you bad people are lying. No, I wasn't lying about Francis. How dare you lecture us? You were just pretending to be Merlin and Merlee. Talk about a dirty trick. You should be ashamed of yourself. Ashamed of myself? But I like getting what I want, so I do whatever I need to do to get it. You're the one that's always having to get rescued by boys. That's embarrassing. Kali, you sure are a lot of talk when you have your little boyfriends to protect you. Yeah, so this is a Peach solo fight. And we're going to wreck her face. Stay out of this. I am a princess, and she has thrown mud at my dignity. You two leave me be. Understood? Aw, the pretty little princess wants to face me all alone. Boy, it sure would be sad if your boyfriends had to cry over spilled peaches. One more time. You liked it the last 2 times, right? Still totally creepy. I don't know if you can hear it because I have it kind of turned down, but there's a nice neck crack noise when she does the neck thing, too. Try not to cry or all your pretty makeup will run. So yeah, fun fact, Peach is actually very well suited to fighting her. Oh, I'm sure that's by design. No doubt. Hi. Have I mentioned that this is basically an invuln for Peach? Yeah. Really? If it's not obvious, she actually doesn't have health in the traditional sense of the word. And that should be obvious because I'm hitting for her for about 300 a hit. Give or take. Excuse me, 255 a hit. There you go. You got nothing coming, Mimi. Or Mimi, whatever. Yeah, this is a very scripted fight, which Kinda sucks, but, you know, whatever. There we go. It basically is, yeah, Dakota. It is possible to just get her. So the stomps are the only thing that do real damage to her. Which is why I keep trying to get up there and doing that. No, technically she has no HP. That's the way it's scripted. That's supposed to. If you've ever played Link to the Past, the blind fight in Link to the Past is a similar thing. For those of you not aware, blind in Legend of Zelda Link to the Past has no HP. Damn it. All you have to do is hit him 9 times, and that will defeat him. Oh, my HP? Oh, yeah, no, I cheated that in. Soup cheats. Soup cheats. Dang it. Boring fights. Boring fights. Actually, this fight can be kind of rough. You'll notice she's done a lot of damage to me, although I've also been very casual about it. I'm very much not trying, I'll admit it. So I just did that to demonstrate the way this fight works. You noticed that, right? Worst game I've ever played would be E.T. on the Atari. I don't get it. I got beat by a princess? Wah. Yeah, you're pathetic. You... Oh, what's the matter, little girl? Did I spank Mimi a little too hard? You did it, princess. Of course you frickin' did it. The destruction is spreading. If we dawdle any longer, we're doomed. You're right. Let's go. I suppose that's true, Who Girl, but in my defense, I have played E.T. on the Atari. And it really is the worst game I've ever played. Mimi, you can't stay here. Go somewhere safe. Yeah, right. Like you care. Oh, no. And then Peach is killed. Peach is totally dead. Yep. Silly princess, what are you doing? What am I doing? I just leapt into action without thinking about it. Yeah, it's because you're awesome, Peach. I don't want your stupid help. Just leave me alone. Mimi, you can teleport. No, I can't do that. You have been very, very bad, but I can't leave you here to die. I don't know how you were raised, but I was raised to help people in need. Wait. Goodbye. And now they're super dead. Because we all know that falling from an unknown height is definitely something that's going to kill you. Yeah. Okay, come on, let's go. Yep, she's totally dead. Let's move on. Totes. And now, the Dimentio chapter. Where I am going to complain about something. I know. Shocking. Power of the void is growing. I can feel it. The Chaos Horde is close now. The end is here. We must hurry. Let's go. This is a good time to mention that basically all the deaths are undone by the end of the game. Now, it's explained by the idea that all of the lives that were consumed by the void are returned from said void. But I call bull, basically. Yeah, even the dead worlds. I mentioned how you could actually do all 100 fights in the Samurai world. That's how. By, you know, going back to the restored world. Get out of my way. Right. Hi, Myron. I just glitched into his barrier somehow. Oh, whatever. Moving on. Oh yeah, it's just so... I've done the 100 Samurai fight. Oh my god. It is so boring. You have no idea. Oh my god, there's Dimentios everywhere. Truly the most terrifying fate of all. It's not letting me. What the hell? Oh, whatever. I mean, don't mistake me. Some of the deaths being undone makes a degree of sense, but undoing every death just completely saps the point of it. As I've said many times in the past, if you're going to just undo the death, then don't kill them in the first place. Like, not killing... As weird as this may probably sound, not killing someone or unkilling someone when it comes to fiction is one of the hardest tricks to pull off properly. My usual advice is to not even try. By the way, Shadow Machine, you going to be there tonight? I feel like you said yes, but I just thought I'd ask. Oop. Okay. Fuel. I don't know what we're going to play. I haven't put any thought into it, but we has the options. Delicious coffee. The greatest drink known to mankind. Except for Yorkshire tea, of course. Okay, so... let's turn into Luigi. Hello? Yeah, that was a dumb explanation. That's a good way to put that. You've got to be freaking kidding me. So that's on the right, right? correct? Because my guide here says in the first room, the block you need to hit is the left block. Now, I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure that is not the left block by the most severe definition possible. Well, it says it's right block in this one, so let's try it. Let's see what happens. Okay, apparently it was just wrong once. That is so weird. Do you mind? I still say they shouldn't have undone the snap, but I will agree with you on that. Oh, for Christ's sakes, hang on. Go away. Really, game? Oh, for Christ's sakes, fine! You'd think it wouldn't be that hard to get such an incredibly simple direction correct in a walkthrough. But whatever. I suppose I have no one but myself to blame. This is an IGN walkthrough after all. Yeah, I know. You can go ahead and make fun. You know, you say that, Shadow Machine, but... I'm not gonna do it. You know, I gotta say something really quick. The presence of these enemies here actually makes no sense. These are the undead from the underwear. Why are they here? Excuse me. Oh, okay, that makes slightly less sense. I love how the arrow on the wall is not visible when in this form. Okay, you know what? I've decided I'm actually with Black here. I want to destroy all worlds. Is that okay, guys? If I just kill everything everywhere? I love this, by the way. You literally have to do these jumps as Luigi. But in order to see the path, if you don't have, you know, a walkthrough, you have to switch back to Mario. At least that's a palette swap, Chrono Kid. Which is something I can at least kind of forgive. This is not a palette swap. These are just the enemies from the underwear who are here for some reason. I mean, I'm not a big fan of palette swaps in general, but it's better than just... Hey, and here's... Imagine if it was just Gato was just in the frickin' Black Omen. Just hanging out like, hey, what's up? Beat me up and earn silver points. Yeah! What am I looking at? Let's see here. Excuse me. Excuse me. Excuse me. Excuse me, God. Why are there so many Dimentios here? Actually, this is kind of cool. Not that. That's not cool. Oh. Apparently I have to get rid of these. Okay. Not even halfway there yet. There it is. Okay, we're done. We're done! So, I remember this section. This is probably the closest thing to a cool boss fight in the entire game. So now it's time to fight Dimentio. But before we talk about this, I want to mention something really quick here. We'll talk about it later. So you made it here at last. Oh, but what's this? You seem to be missing the ravishing princess and the arm flailer. Dimentio, we don't have time to trade barbs with you. Move out of the way. Ah, I see. You're in a hurry. Allow me to get out of your way, then. Just as soon as you defeat me. You've proven to be worthy foes in the past, so I'm not going to make it easy. You'll have to come get me first. It'll be like a game of tag. With magic. Well. If I have to. I have to. Round 1. You notice how much bigger the void is, by the way, at this point. Now, the downside here is this is just World 1-1 again, which is the one way in which this kind of fails from a design perspective. They don't do anything new with it. It's the same enemies, the same everything. The only thing that's different is the background and these little tears. And that's it. So yeah, you've probably already picked up on this. We're going through every world. All of them. Okay, I'm not actually sure where he is here. Oh, right. Forgot about that. That's my fault. That's my fault. I forgot about this. You know what's funny is I already gave a negative for boss designs. I mean, I can't possibly justify another one. That would be insanity. God dang it. Hello, Deadshot. I mean, I could see you on that, Chrono Kid. I really could. And plenty of games use color palette swaps to good effect. In fact, the Zelda series is a pretty good example of this. You know, there's the... like the red, and then blue, and then gold versions of the same enemies. So you know they use the same general attack patterns. And the same general style of play. You know, same strategies to get through them. But they're harder, you know. So, okay, I'm kind of with that. I would, if I'm being honest, I would still rather there not be palette swaps. But I'm not as anti-palette swap as I am anti-using the exact same freaking enemy again. You know? I mean, there's a difference between switching from Cut Man to Metal Man, and all of a sudden just having Cut Man be playable, or defeatable again, rather. There we go. Yeah, this is a level rush. It's just effectively taking the form of a boss rush. Like, in gameplay parlance, this is the equivalent of a boss rush. Now, I will give them one very minor thing. At least the tears are visible in both 3D space and 2D space. If they weren't, that would just be irritating. Hey, remember this place? Lovely place that it is. You know, I get why people say that, but it's always kind of irritated me when people say, oh, you're just being salty. Probably because when people first started using that phrase, it was always an insult, right? Like, I know nowadays it's just become a common term, but I always think of it as that original insult intent. You know, as if your complaints were not valid, kind of a thing, right? I mean, that was actually a pretty cool level. I'll give you that. It's just, it was still too long. That is just Super Paper Mario in a nutshell, isn't it? Good ideas, too long. Like, everything gets dragged out. Way longer than it needs to be. I don't care for anime, no. But there's, other than that, there's not really a medium I don't care for. Deadshot. You probably don't know this, but I tend to think of myself as a variety show. I cover television, I cover movies, I cover games, I cover finances, I cover finances, I cover finances. I cast a wide net, in short. Barely see that there. Okay, we're done with the padding section. Now to actually fight the bows. I'm going to give another negative to gameplay. Hear me out. I'm going to explain myself. I don't know about you guys, but when I think Final Dungeon, I think awesome. Like, that's literally the first word that comes to my mind. A Final Dungeon should be epic. It should be significant. It should have cool music, cool visuals, preferably cool mechanics, depending on the game, obviously. Cool boss fights, right? It should be awesome. Now, a lot of Final Dungeons kind of fail on that. But at least most Final Dungeons don't massively end up being this irritating. Like, I mean, FF4's last dungeon is not exactly that great. But compared to this? Like, okay, Smithy's Factory, Super Mario RPG, awesome. The Bowser's Castle, Paper Mario 1, awesome. The Shadow Queen's Palace in Paper Mario 2, awesome. The Peach's Castle in Mario and Luigi 3, awesome. Let's see here. Kefka's Tower, FF6, awesome. Ultimicia's Castle, FF8, awesome. Let's see here. I'm trying to think of another good example. Ganon's Tower, Link to the Past. Awesome. I could keep going. A lot of Skull Castle stuff. Awesome. What the hell is this garbage? Lorerun Castle, Link Between Worlds. Awesome. Stop messing around. Fight us for real. Messing around? Oh no, magic is no laughing matter. I'm always deadly serious. I have been watching you. You're the only ones who can stand up to Count Black. So I have a favor to ask. Will you help me destroy the Count? What are you talking about? You want to betray him? Betray him? Oh no. It is Count Black who has betrayed me. He said he would destroy all worlds and create a new perfect world in their place. But he was lying. He plans to obliterate every world and then keep them all in ruin. I have always known about his nefarious goal, but I could never hope to stop him on my own. I feigned loyalty to him as I searched for someone who could defeat him with me. Well, you see, that is why I rescued the princess from certain brainwashing, which he did do. It's also why I sent you to the underwear to fix the broken pure heart, which he did do. And why I freed a man to be reunited with his brother, which he did do. Now do you see? You've been helping us all this time? Yeah, he really has been helping us the whole game. Ah, you've got me pegged. Now how about you return the favor? I'll give you the power you need to crush Count Black. Just fight by my side. Now this pisses me off. Because the way this game is constructed, everything up until this point has indicated that Dimentio is speaking honestly here. And everything he just said is true. He really has been helping us this whole time. Now, if you say yes here, you game over. Just game over, back to load screen. Which, by the way, would mean you have to do that whole chase sequence again. Yeah. Still you refuse? But this offer, it drips with generosity. With the Chaos Heart in our hands, you could rule every world, and still you refuse. Okay, that makes more sense to refuse. So you spit on my offer? You have wasted my time. For that, your game ends. I think I'll start with the green one. The shag on his lip will make a fine trophy. Shag? This mustache is all Luigi. Leave this one to me, bro. You run ahead. You've got worlds to save. You don't have time to fight this baddie. Don't let Bowser and Peach's sacrifices be for nothing. Or mine, either. Besides, he made fun of my stash, bro. You know I'm sensitive about that. Let me at him. Run for it, bro. Honestly, that might deserve a negative by itself. Not so. If he had phrased the question, "Come rule the world with me," then it'd be more obvious that, okay, yeah, no, that's a no. Or if he had phrased it, I don't know, if anything had indicated to this point that he was actually the villainous type, maybe. And how about this one for one? How about if rather than a non-standard game over and then you have to do the whole thing over again, maybe it just gets you right back to the choice, so you can see it like, we're just kidding with you. Instead of making you go through that whole slog all over again. Like, there's several ways this could have worked. I don't know what that belongs under. Whether gameplay or story. What do you guys think? Honest question. But first we have to fight the hardest boss in the game. That's a total lie. This guy's a joke. And so I strike like an unseen dodgeball in an echoing gymnasium. And he's dead. Now that would actually take work, Chrono Kid. Uncle, mercy, mercy, I say. Had enough, Dimentio? I didn't need my superstar bro to take you on. I see that now. Your power is formidable, which is exactly why I can't let you fall into Count Black's velvet-lined gloves. What are you doing? I have you now, Luigi. We will both taste the agony of game overing. By magic. It's okay. Last time he did this, it wasn't death either, if you'll remember. And it's not this time either. That's actually a good point, Niscosta. I think I agree. Negative to gameplay. Jesus Christ. Have I ever rated a game this? I have to have. Hang on. Where's my website? This is just absurd. Like, okay, enough is enough, right? Hang on, where's Anthem? Anthem had 12 total gameplay negatives. This is a 12, if you can't tell. Hang on, I'm checking one other thing. Where is it? There it is. Red Dead Redemption 2. Had, looks like 10? Yep, 10. No, 11 gameplay negatives to Red Dead Redemption 2. Assassin's Creed Odyssey had 8 gameplay negatives. Well, no, because Anthem also had a -6 to story, Geludo. So, platforming is bad. Combat is bad. Health beeps are bad. Waggle is bad. Level design is bad. Level design is bad. Forced to use Mario. Excessive backtracking. Bad boss design. Final dungeon. Dimentio's reveal thing. That's what I thought. Negative to gameplay. Unskippable cutscenes. Anyways. I believe so, the Chrono Kid. Super Metroid and Spider-Man PS4 all have very high gameplay pluses. But I think Super Metroid is the current highest gameplay that I've rated, which makes perfect sense to me. Anthem had 2 gameplay positives, which helped to vary it out a little bit. Yeah, I'm just looking at the gameplay negatives like, do I disagree with any of these? Am I being too harsh about any of these? But all of these are bad design. In fact, if anything, I should well, no, I did. I basically gave a 3rd negative for level design for the final dungeon. So 3 negatives to level design, bad boss design, the repeat punishing thing, the backtracking, which is just horrible, the forced Mario usage, the waggle controls, the unskippable cutscenes, the health beeps, the breath bar 3D gimmick, combat, and platforming. I stand by every one of those, so I can't even disagree with myself here. Whatever, let's go fight the last boss. Maybe it'll actually be fun? I don't know. No, they're not gone forever. They're gonna come back in the final boss, because of course they freaking are. Did it at least taste good, Disco? God dang. I really, really, really don't care here at this point. I mean, I would still say that Anthem is a worse game than this. I mean, that's easy. Well, if you look at the website, Deadshot, you'll see the answer to that. Website. I love this, by the way. They actually remove the other playable characters. As if there's any doubt. No, really, you're supposed to be playing as Mario. Why are you trying to play as anyone else, you weirdo? Aw. Almost made that jump. No. You know, it should be nice if I could play as someone who's really good at platforming, like Peach or Luigi. You never shared the news, Mukul, by the way. I'm pretty sure Ride to Hell Retribution would have worse gameplay. Legitimately. I mean, that sounds like that goes without saying, but... No, seriously. That game. That freaking game. I'm not sure Ride to Hell Retribution would have so much as a single gameplay positive. Well, congratulations, McCool. Alright, I'm listening, Disco. Go ahead and give your arguments. I'm ready. I always like to have you guys disagree with me. Hey, Valvedrix, you there? Got it. Thank you. Appreciate it. And death. Well, no, I sound like I'm being facetious, but to be clear, Bisco, I am not. I really do want you. If you disagree with me, make your case, you know? Explain to me. Help me out here. Like, okay. The platforming is not good. First problem. Now, you could argue, well, I mean, it's serviceable, and I suppose that's valid. But in my opinion, serviceable platforming is simply insufficient. Especially for a game that is a platformer. Yeah, like, there's a reason I list the negatives and positives. It's so that you guys can see my specific reasoning. I never expect you to just take the number and take my word for it. You know, there's a reason I bothered to write down my reasoning. And people will be like, aha. I can't believe that worked that way. Sure, whatever. So, you know, platforming combat, speed leaps, breath bar, waggle controls, unskippable cutscenes. I'm ready. Hit me. Nightbot. Yeah, we could have a command for Nightbot to do that, since we're using Nightbot again. I suppose. I'm just gonna look this one up. It's actually funny you say that, Mr. Red. That's probably one of the only times I feel the graphics are actually well done in this game, personally. Especially given how difficult it is, as I've said before, to do black and white design properly. Please tell me that counted. No, of course it didn't count. Screw you, Lore. Die. Man, if I could be Peach right now, man, this would be great. Now, I will freely admit I'm getting irritable at the game, which is why I'm trying not to just randomly give out negatives. Stop watching the stream. Well, I mean, don't stop watching the stream, Disco. But I really do want you to read over that list and see if you can disagree with anything on that list. As ever, I want you guys to, you know, have your own minds and think and discuss and all that fun stuff. This goes for anyone else, too. If anyone can think of any gameplay positives they feel the game deserves, or, you know, any gameplay negatives they feel are not deserved, or additional gameplay negatives they feel are deserved, or whatever. Bring it. Like, I'm not even giving a negative for the fact that I had to grind the last time I played this game. Mostly because I don't think I actually had to. I think that was mostly a skill issue on my part. So, I'll go ahead and accept the lore you suck argument on that one. Jeez, this goes to... I'm not asking for an essay. A gameplay negative for the fact that it's so negative? Nah, that's too much. That's too much. If I was going to do that to a game, like, if I was going to give a game a negative for general suckitude, I'd give it to games like Anthem, which are almost unredeemable. You know? Oh, I should have looked at what Octopath's final score. Can someone do me a favor really quick and look up my score for Octopath? I just kind of mentally blank it out, McCool, so... God. Oh, what's the total number of negatives, though? I'm sorry, is what I was asking for. A gameplay negative for having more gameplay negatives than Anthem. Hey, Gallade. Hope Civ 5 is treating you well. Whereas this game isn't treating me well. I mean, hi. Here we go. Isn't this awesome? A whole section you have to do in 3D with the breath mechanic. Which means if I wasn't cheating, what I'd have to do is stop and wait for the breath bar. If I wasn't cheating my health up. So this could be even worse. You know, every now and again I hear someone say that I'm more harsh on games than I should be because of the fact that it's my job. And I've never actually agreed with that sentence. Every time I hear that, I just kind of go, That was brought up back during Tales of Vesperia as well, actually. So that's a recent... I hesitate to use the word accusation, but, you know, whatever. Which one was Chapter 4? I do feel Octopath is bad in general, yes. Even though I am amazingly alone in that opinion. Oh, Space. Yeah, no, Space was bad. Space was bad. Space was slow and boring and backtracky. And Ragnarok is much better as an Esper. You should always keep Ragnarok as an Esper unless you're doing a no magic run. Or a single character challenge. And hard to control. And boring. I mentioned backtracking, right? Well, I agree, Zalok. In fact, I'm pretty sure this game's net score will be above Octopath Traveler's. Alright, Gallade. So, you just came in. So I'm going to repeat the question I just asked, like a minute ago, to you. What do you like about it? Like, argue with me. Disagree with me. Give me reasons. Why do you like this game? Like, look at my list of negatives and say, that's wrong! And then punch me in the face. Don't actually punch me in the face. Like, you ever been punched with glasses? I have. That sucks. Damn it, Chat Machine. So, last boss time. Kind of. This is actually the second to last boss. Bleh. I see you've come at last. You really are the hero of the light prognosticus. So what do you like about the combat, Gallade? Count Black. But you are far too late to stop the dark prognosticus and me, Count Black. All worlds will soon end. Come to grips with that now, for you cannot stop it. I suggest you make yourself comfortable and enjoy this one final spectacle. That's true, Sean. But why? Do you really want to destroy everything? Why would you do this? How could you do this? Count Black does not care about any world. They are all meaningless. Better that I destroy them. Better yet, I shall make it as if they never existed at all. If the worlds have no meaning, was our meeting meaningless as well? Answer me, Blumiere. You know the answer, dear Timpani. Count Black does not have to tell you. But the hour has grown too late. You should know that by now. I'm not saying that out loud. The only way we can stop this is to defeat you, and that is exactly why Mario and I have come here. To stop this. Very well, but I will also do what I must. Count Black is the deleter of worlds. My fate is written in the Dark Prognosticus, which, as we've already discussed, is not actually a predictor thing. Do not think for a moment I will hesitate to strike you down. All now ends. Leave me, Nastasha. I will deal with these two alone. Is that the murder mystery one, Dakota? Count Black demands it. I will not say it again. Yeah, right away, Count. Are you prepared, hero? I did, Mukul. And Paper Mario 1. I'm unrelenting on that unskippable cutscenes thing. FF6 will get a negative to gameplay for unskippable cutscenes. Our duel will be worthy of the last clash the world will ever see. Okay. Well, time to go beat Black. Come here, Black. Come here. Ah, he's super invincible. How laughable. Is that all the heroism you could muster? Let me show you true power. Our attacks aren't doing anything. He's being shielded by the Chaos Heart. Yeah. I like how he has very basic attacks. Supposed final boss of the game, and he's just... He throws random stuff at us. Come on. Yes, Chrono Kid. In fact, I can name a NES game with a skippable cutscene. Ninja Gaiden. So, old concept. You can't so much as tug on the cape of Count Black. You have failed. Oh, your attacks aren't working at all. Black, I expected more potency from the hero of prophecy. I will watch your game end, and then your precious world will end soon after. For I am kind of... Come on, you're giving up already? Hey, guys. Come on, man up a little. You never give up this easy when you attack my castle. So you are alive, then. We would never let you destroy everything, you awful count. Yeah, you tell him, Princess. We aren't gonna let you get away with this. We aren't giving up. You'll never win. I fell through the floor before I got flattened by the ceiling. I fell through too and landed on Bowser. It was a surprisingly soft landing. I don't even know what happened to bro, but the princess found me out cold. But we're all here now, so let's do this. Well, that's not suspicious at all. You heard him. Now you gotta deal with all of us. Bleh. And the four heroes united. It is all as foretold. What is this? Power. Unlimited power. Hey, nice shield. Bleh. My barrier is gone. Four heroes unite, their hope burns forth light to shatter the walls of blight, just like Merle said. So be it, says Count Black, but don't celebrate just yet. Your precious worlds aren't safe until my last breath. I mean, for God's sakes. So now time to actually fight him. Bring it. Oh, he's still doing the same thing. Oh, okay. Well, okay. Then die. Bleh. Excellent. Count? You have won. Now finish, Count Black. Dispatch me and the Chaos Heart will disappear and the prophecy will be undone. Why does it have to end like this? Timpani, when you vanished I searched long for you. I never gave up looking. I searched and I searched. But I never found you. Without you the world held no meaning or joy. So I used the forbidden prophecy of the tribe of ancients to end all worlds. I want to destroy everything that had taken you away from me. But I'm here now. No one can keep us apart anymore, don't you see? I mean, you're a pixel. It is too late. Count Block has done so much evil. Yeah. It must end. Just knowing that you are still alive, and knowing the world you still live in will continue, it gives me peace. I do not have long to live. You must end my game before the void destroys us all. But we're finally together again. Count, look out! Nastasha. Silly assistant. Absorbing my attack to protect him. Oh, what an adorably hopeless gesture. I was about to give him the everlasting peace he so desperately wants. Dimentio, you're alive? Of course. This is my moment. Even if the Count dies, the Chaos Heart won't disappear if I continue to control it. But I needed the power of the Pure Hearts to beat him, and I couldn't do that on my own. So I had you do all the sweaty labor for me. And you even used your Pure Hearts to defeat Count Black. If they make greeting cards to thank people for helping with evil plans, I owe you one. What are you saying? I'm saying you no longer have value to me. So, I'm ending your games. They're all yours, Mr. L. This isn't good. So yeah, you remember those floral things from Chapter 5? I am Mr. L. Master Dimentio, what is your bidding? When did this happen? So this is actually surprisingly subtle. At the very beginning of the game, actually during the opening, Count Bleck had Bowser marry Princess Peach. Do you remember that? Now, the significance of that moment is that Bowser said, yes, of course I'll marry her. Peach did not. Peach had to be mind-controlled. Now, that still worked. In other words, they rules-lawyered their way around the rules of the book, and it still functioned. The final line of the Dark Prognosticus is that the guy in green has to enable the true Chaos Heart, blah, 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 death and destruction. It never said he had to do so willingly. So just like at the beginning of the game, someone can be mind-controlled and thus forced into accomplishing what is effectively a form of ritual magic in order to make something happen. Nice little touch. When I sent Luigi here, I planted a seed in the fertile soil of his unconscious, and now that seed has sprouted spectacularly. Mr. L, run along now and get ready for your big entrance. Now, ladies and gentlemen, get ready for the greatest magic show you'll ever see. I saw your question, by the way, Disco. I'm kind of low-key processing it in the back of my mind. Green. Luigi? The Dark Prognosticus says he's the ideal host for the power of the Chaos Heart. And I'm going to add my own power to this spicy little concoction. No, stop. Count Bleck. You looked so tattered and pathetic. I nearly forgot about you. I'll squeeze the life out of you later. Just wait in that dimension, okay? Great. Now the Chaos Heart is mine. I will use this to destroy all worlds and create perfect new ones. So, shall we get started? I have all I need to become the king of all worlds. Okay, well, no problem. This should be interesting. He's got some very difficult attacks. Oh, I can't seem to damage him. That's strange. I got this, guys. It's okay. The power of cheats will prevail. I am now invincible. There's nothing you can do. And now it's time for the destruction to begin. Let it begin with you, as you wallow in helplessness like upside-down turtles. L power. Meanwhile, the world's tremble. Has the end finally come? How unfortunate. Yep, we're all gonna die. Super bad. Wooga, wooga, wooga. Oh, God, I shouldn't have had that extra habanero last night. Tune in for the latest news of, oh, God, we're all gonna die, next on Geraldo. We have to do something. We have to save Mario and the others. We cannot. Without the pure hearts, there is no way to counter the Chaos Heart. All we can do is give up. What are you saying? You promised we would find happiness together. Was that all just a lie? It was no lie. But without the pure hearts, our worlds are doomed. What can we do? Lumiere, snap out of it. How can you think it would end here after all we've suffered without each other? We found each other again because we stayed alive. How can you admit defeat? I will not. I will not give up. You promised me we'd find happiness. You promised. That's right, Count. I'm not going to ask how they got in here. So this is actually funny to me. I don't know if you guys know this, but each Paper Mario game to date has basically involved a, friendship bomb, right? Everyone gathers their power together to help defeat the main villain. But I think this is the first time that the friendship bomb has come from the villains. Which I have to admit, that amuses the hell out of me. My minions. How did you find this here? Gosh, I could follow your big smile anywhere, Count. Ah, she lies like a wee rogue, this lass. Nastasha told us. She told us you'd come here. Or she said she felt you'd be here. Something along those lines. Nastasha. Talk about going the extra mile. She even sacrificed herself to save you. Listen, Count, I promised you my life, and I'm not afraid to live up to it. So you gotta let me help. Yeah, I mean, there's no way Dimentio's getting away with this. He pulled a really dirty trick on you, but we'll always stick by your side. My loyal minions. Remember, this is a story about various types of love, not just romantic. What is this? Pure hearts? Isn't it obvious, Blumiere? Pure hearts are the very feelings of our souls, and as long as we feel love, they live on. This is the one and only mistake Dimentio makes. He doesn't understand that love is something that can keep going, even after it's been crushed. Yeah, I know, cliched, but what do you want? Let's stop wasting time and finish this, shall we? Ciao! What? What's going on? No, the pure hearts? I thought you wasted them fighting Count Black. What's happening? I'm not invincible anymore. Full heal. And actual last boss. How did you do it? How could I have lost with the power of Luigi in the Chaos fight? Yeah, that's not a hard fight, even normally. And the prophecy, has it been undone? I think your prophecy was wrong all along. You believed your prophecy, and we believed in mopping the floor with you! God, I love Bowser in this game. Nothing's entirely decided by fate, you know. All things determine their destinies. Goodbye now, Dimentio. We'll add a footnote to the prophecy about your failure. You think this is the end? This isn't finished. You can't stop this now. You can't escape. I've been saving one last surprise. Ciao. Hi, Luigi. What am I doing here? Did I give a plus to story for Bowser? Because if I didn't, he totally deserves it. I did not. I was about to say, no, I didn't, Tisco. So it seems the end of the world really is upon us. Seriously, Publius. I mean, I liked Bowser's Inside Story as much as anybody, but damn it! So defeating Dimentio wasn't enough to stop it? I thought the Chaos Heart would disappear if the person controlling it fell. Dimentio must have left behind the shadow of his power to continue controlling it. It won't last long, but it may be enough to ensure the end of every world. Oh, great. What do we do now? There is only one thing left we can do. Die horribly! No, I'm kidding. By the way, in case you missed that, Dimentio ensured that enough of him would continue to survive long enough to control the Chaos Heart to ensure the Void continued to expand just long enough to kill everyone. Then he would finally die, removing the Chaos Heart, removing all the Void, and leaving an empty galaxy. I've heard a lot of people discuss Dimentio over the years, but it's always with the same overall mentality. He is nuts. He's one of the most psychotically evil characters we see in this series, and basically completely insane. Personally, I like to think that he's not just insane, but actually fully, legitimately sociopathic. Like in the impulsive, non-productive kind of a way. I don't know, max time. Hey, I remember this place. Timpani, do you still love me? Yeah. Of course I do. Then you must come with me.
Hey, Count. What are you doing?
We will use the pure hearts again, this time to banish the Chaos Heart. All we need is true love, something that I am lucky enough to possess. But with the Chaos Heart gone, and the pure hearts and those linked to them, they will cease to exist. You mean you might go away? No, he's totally going away. All this is my fault, and the price is mine to pay. I do not have long to live anyway. But you, Timpani... It pains me to know this may cut your game short. Still, there is no other way to end this. I know, Blumiere, I know. Timpani... Don't say another word. As long as I'm with you, nothing else matters. Ah! Yeah, can we cut this short? I mean, I hate to be the guy with tapping his watch, but... Yeah, this is the whitewashing I mentioned on the negatives there. I mean, literally the person who saves the entire multiverse is Count Black. And Tippy. There were so many things I wanted to say to you, but I could not find the words. Oh, Blumiere, only one thing matters to me now. I never had the chance to return your question. Do you still love me as well? Of course. I've thought about you every moment since you disappeared. I tried to destroy the multiverse. Come on. God, I hope not, Gallade. Perhaps my life would have been more carefree without you, that is true. But I had to be with you. I will never apologize for that. I know, Blumiere. And I love you. And I love you, Timpani. Hundreds of thousands of years from now, that fact will not have changed. Yeah, Sticker Star is the only game that might challenge this for gameplay negatives. That's not a joke. At least this has some good stuff, you know? And a great story. Like, I make no hesitation in loving the story. Wait, can you hear that? I hear bells. Oh, the bells are giving their blessing to Tippy and Black. God, look how big the void had gotten. And it's gone. I liked Color Splash well enough. But Sticker Star, ugh. So the idea here is that everything that was swallowed by the void is basically being spit back out. Which... at least that makes a degree of sense, given how the void is supposed to work. Timpani, do you remember the promise we made to each other that day? Yes, I remember. If there was a place where we could go to be happy together, we would find it. Will you come to me, to that place now? I will always be with you, Blumiere, of course. Big bro, wake up, wake up. Okay! And then the game ends. So, okay, you know what? I don't even care at this point. Yeah, the final FU to this frickin' game. Obviously, I'm not going to give it negatives for that. At the end of the credits, you know, there's a credit sequence. All the worlds have been restored. Everyone's happy, and Mario and Luigi can finally go home. And we get a shot of Blumier and Timpani walking off into a sunset in some vaguely defined area. Now, I mentioned that because it is deliberately left to interpretation as to whether or not they are both dead and have passed on, or if both of them have actually managed to survive the events of the game and found a place where they could be happy forever, etc., etc. Now, I'm not sure which of those I prefer, as bizarre as that probably sounds. See, the problem is, from a purely narrative perspective... No. From a purely narrative perspective, the idea of them, you know, dying makes the most sense to me. You know, from a thematic perspective. But at the same time, there's a problem with that. And that problem is the fact that we've already seen the afterlife. We've actually been there. It was an entire dungeon. So that doesn't quite line up with basic logic. But yeah, I have a feeling, I agree with Takora. The idea is that they died, probably. Here, I'll even show it to you. This is the final screen. This is the end, right here. You're just gonna put that over the game there. There you go. Boom, the end. And there's Timpani and Blumiere. Off happy forever, while this noise plays endlessly. I'll stop it. I'll stop it. And that is the game. There really is nothing else. I mean, I could probably try and get past this, but I don't care enough. Okay, just for you, Mr. Red. Everyone else, this is all up to Mr. Red, so if you want this to stop, you just have to stab him. Just stab Mr. Red as much as you need to. I'm kidding. I'm not going to actually make you guys do it. Yep, time to go fight the 100 guys, which is insanely boring. No, really, trust me. It is mega boring. Yeah, I've done the 100 Samurai guy thing, too, when I played this last time. And in fact, I think 100% of this game last time. Because I also did the 200 floor challenge. So, Lore Archives or something like that? Lorerun Archives, Makul? I forget what it's called, but it's a thing there. So I went ahead and decided to give a plus for the ending. Basically just the whole wrap-up, because as much as it's cliched, I still enjoy it. I like how it's built up. I like how it makes sense. I like how it follows logically for all the events leading up to it. I like how it's the villains who unite. I like the themes of the loves, multiple types of love, unifying together, blah, 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 blah. I enjoy the ending, sue me. Which leaves us with our final tally. So let's see what we got here. Let's see. So that would leave a +7 to story, which, it sounds about right. Definitely above average story. And that's one of the reasons why I remember this game fondly. I'd say the biggest flaw to the story, by far, is that it has Kingdom Hearts syndrome. Bunch of story at the beginning, bunch of story at the end, way too much in the middle of just padding. Gameplay. This is just sad. But I've looked over this several times, repeatedly, and every time I look over it, I just find myself thinking, yep, I fully stand by that. Net -11 to gameplay. Because I mean, it was probably obvious. By the end, I just couldn't stand playing this game. I just got to the point where I completely lost all form of patience and tolerance, and it was just like, come on, let's just go, let's just go, let's just go. Oh. Yeah, this game, I agree. This game legitimately had some cool ideas, and I can say that firmly because future Mario games, not Paper Mario, but just Mario games in general, would use some of the ideas of this game in better format. Color Splash would use the short stories element in order to substantially better effect. Mario Odyssey would use the 3D, 2D concept, flipping back and forth between the two, to substantially greater effect. The idea of having there be stats in what is effectively platforming would be used as a minigame in several games. I'm not sure I could name all those off the top of my head. In short, I feel this game really needed more time to figure itself out. If I had to point to the biggest thing that really killed this game for me, it would be the level design. Which, if I'm looking at these negatives, the boring leveling design, the basic leveling design, the backtracking of the level design, the forced 3D usage of Mario is part of the level design, and the final dungeon. All 5 of those negatives are aspects of level design. And I feel like that is by far the biggest weak point of this game. I mean, obviously, I give it 5 negatives, because it's pretty clear these guys did not actually know how to make this kind of game. So, yeah. Oh. So that, ladies and gentlemen, is the Paper Mario Lorerun. I do hope you guys enjoyed, really. For me, I gotta be honest, it was a treat playing the first 2 games over again. Just an absolute treat. I will admit both Paper Mario 1 and 2 were more flawed than I remembered, but they were also just as good as I remembered. So, positives and negatives. And obviously, Super Paper Mario was a little lacking, but I still enjoyed the story of it, so I'm still with it. I'm going to go ahead and chop off the local recording.